Going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome in to TNT Tonight. I'm your host, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. And we're going to try to have a very good episode on this evening. Make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure y'all follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you haven't already. And for everybody that comes in, definitely make sure you hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. Everybody that comes in, please do make sure that you do that. And then also, of course, we're going to make sure everything gets out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and Apple Podcast. But I know y'all really can't see it, but there's some flames underneath me. And I'm going to take myself and if y'all saw my graphic from the beginning of the show, As the Titans World Burns. That's the soap opera. Because the Titans world is burning. And it just seems like things are just continuing to go from bad to worse by each passing day. Derek, I apologize for changing the time. I only changed it by 30 minutes because I had to finish preparing. I got to give a shout out to Miss Mims. Me and her were having a pretty lengthy conversation. And so that's what we were talking about. And so, as some of you know, we're going to be coming in. I did mention that we did have some breaking news, and it's some unfortunate breaking news, and that is from Paul Kuharsky saying that Ryan Tannehill could likely be done for the season with that ankle injury. Could be a high ankle sprain. It could be something that even may require surgery. And so it looks like Malik Willis is going to be the starting quarterback on Saturday. And of course, the Titans signed former Vols QB Josh Dobbs off of the Lions practice squad to be the backup. So, man, it's like the injury bug strikes again. So Josh Dobbs gets signed. Ryan Tannehill is out for the season. And it is just, the injury bug just won't leave us alone. The football gods, I think, have betrayed us. Derek Roberts says, time to rip the scab back off this team and get honest. Titan Overdrive, what's up? Derek going at Ian. God, everybody, we a family here, y'all. We ain't got to fuss and fight. We good. We good. But I think it was all a joke, so I think it's all some jokes and everything. At least that's what I hope between Derek and Ian. Jamar says, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. Miss Jackie, what's up? But it has. It has literally gotten worse. And it is getting worse by the moment. And I don't see an end in sight. I really don't. I don't see where things get any better for this football team. And I believe we got a super chat from Derek says, I have no words what happened to this team. I'm trying to stay positive. And Titan Ross says, yep, it's even worse because Dunce Daly is still our left tackle. And that's another thing. Not just Ryan Tannehill done for the year, Dylan Radunz is too. And I'm thinking, just when he finally gets his opportunity, He finally gets his chance. He finally gets a shot to shine a towards ACL. I mean, this is just, man, it's like Stephen A was saying about the Knicks. I mean, it feels like we've been kidnapped, thrown in a basement, being tortured, being destroyed, and then they let us out when we have no more use for anybody. That is exactly how this seems to feel. It feels like it's like what can go wrong will go wrong. And that is exactly what is happening. And Titans Rossi, I know he's doing a show later, says the ship is sinking, the town is burning, tidal waves have crashed the city. And it is. The ship is sinking. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to be as real with everybody as possible. And this is the honest to God truth right now of what I'm feeling. And I'm going to let Stephen A say what I'm feeling.
Tennessee Titans season's over. Well, let's call it what it is. I might just hit it. It's a debate show, and obviously we take different points of views, but when the obvious happens, you have to agree. There's nothing to debate here. Tennessee Titans season's over.
Bingo. Stephen A. Smith just spelled it out for you. The Tennessee Titans season is over. It's over, y'all. It's over. I never thought I would say that, but I have to be real with each and every one of you, because that's where y'all coming from. I know there are going to be a lot of y'all that are going to be mad at me for saying this, but it is the honest to God truth. The season is over. It's done. The Titans have no chance now. Ryan Tannehill is out for the year. I know we still have Derrick Henry. And this could be a blessing in disguise. And if I am wrong, I will be more than happy to eat my words. I will be more than happy to apologize to each and every one of you. But to be perfectly honest, it's just time. It's just time to admit it. Like Pete Tamala says, this season just went to hell. And that is exactly where it's going. This season is dead. You might as well give it up. Now, hopefully Malik in these next few games maybe shows he could be the guy of the future. He could be the quarterback of the future. But, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well book your tee times on the golf courses. You might as well just go ahead and the division is gone. It is leaving us. Dear Robert said, we're all suffering together. It's ungodly with these injuries by Rocky Hitt. And he is like, damn. And that is exactly how I feel in my Florida Evans voice. And I know a lot of y'all are ready to see Music City Malik. I'm just saying. That's the honest to God truth. Once again, I gotta give it.
catch them in the...
We take different points of views, but when the obvious happens, you have to agree. There's nothing to debate here.
Right.
We'll discuss it a little bit later on the show, but Tennessee Titans season's over. Let's call it what it is. This is their running game. Who the
Once again, Tennessee Titans season is over. It's over. It's O-V-E-R. Over. It's done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Normally I'm supposed to be the beacon of light. I'm supposed to be the beacon of hope. Y'all hear this song about 3 6 Mafia?
You know,
in Memphis.
We got this little saying. When somebody trying to cross their flaws and high capping, we got this little thing we call OV, nigga. That means it's over.
Exactly. It's OV. It's over, y'all. It's over. It's all over. There's no way. And I know there's a lot of people. That's wondering, Truth, how could you say this? How could you? You're supposed to be one of the biggest Titan fans around. And I am. But y'all also know, keyword, truth. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, again, I pray to God I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. Maybe Malik gets us out of this rut. Maybe we win a game. And Titan White says, I hope you eat crow. Hey, I will be fine. I will be okay to eat some crow. But I'm just telling the truth. Hey, and Ian, I've done that before, and I will do it again if I have to. I have called myself out a few times. And you know what? I will be happy to call myself out. I will be happy to call myself out. If that's the case. Darryl Rob says, I hate agreeing with Stephen A. Rocky says, at the very least, I think we can and will beat the Texans. Call me crazy. I got the feeling of the Eagles all over again in 2018. I think that's when they won a Super Bowl. D09, what's up? But I'm sorry, but that's just me being real. Keon said, I still hope we beat the Jags. I mean, we might be going for 9-8. Could be 8-9. Herman says, if the ship is going down, I have my tuxedo and violin ready to play until the end. It's been a pleasure riding with those who are real fans. And you know what? The Titans world is heading to hell. And at the end of the day, I'm still going to cheer. I'm still going to wear my Titan stuff proudly, even if I'm thinking, you know what, the ship is going down. But I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to be honest. It's just my thoughts. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, it's a cataclysmic collapse that's happening all around us. It's heartbreaking to me. I need y'all to understand that. This is killing me. It's killing me to say this. It's killing me. I'm like R. Kelly. Please find a way to have a fan call-in line. We need to unleash You know what? That I gotta see how I can figure that out. I may have to do some research on that. You know, as Steve Carter says, either way, the Chargers could have been Ryan Tannehill's last opponent in a tight uniform. And how fitting that would be. Ryan Tannehill's first official start as a Titan was against the Chargers, and it is possible his last official start could be against the Chargers. How fitting is that? Say How You Feel TV says, I can help you get the fan call in line. Well, you know what? I will say definitely let's talk about that. Definitely going into the off season, and yeah, let's chop it up. Let's see if we can make that happen. I wouldn't mind that. I would probably have to change the day of when doing a certain show, because I know, shoot, if I do that, we'll probably be going for like a couple of hours at least. So I mean, that would be something. Rocky says Malik gives us a better chance to win a couple of games than Tanny on one ankle. Shay says, I thought you weren't even that high on Tanny. I'm not that high on Tannehill. I've kind of gave up on Tannehill after the playoff game. Andrew says, come on, man. Mike Vrabel ain't going nowhere. If he was to be let go, guarantee he'll be coaching an NFL team next season. Who will the Titans get that's better? I mean, I feel like this. If the Tennessee Titans bleed out, because I asked that question, I said, could the Titans stop the bleeding, or are they going to bleed out? Right now, the Titans look like they are going to bleed out. They are going to die of this 2022 season, which started off promising, is turned into a nightmare, and the Titans are dying a slow, agonizing death. And they are bleeding out by their own self-inflicted wounds. That is what's happening. And, you know, Andrew says Vrabel isn't going anywhere. Again, I would not. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility. If the Titans bleed out the rest of the year and this catastrophe comes to its cataclysmic end, and the Titans don't even make the playoffs altogether, you think a new general manager, unless it's from the inside, is going to come in and say, I give allegiance to Vrabel? He's going to want to hire his own guy. And the thing about it is, it all comes down to one thing if Mike Vrabel returns. And that is if he is willing to fire Todd Downing. And right now, I don't think Vrabel has the balls to do it. He is doing I told y'all about history repeating itself. He is doing the exact same thing. He is willing to sink with the ship for Todd Downing. He is willing to die on a sword for Todd Downing. And I'm with Steve Crosby on this one. Vrabel will be gone if he keeps defending Todd Downing. So, I mean, and D09, you're correct. He has a chance now. Malik has an opportunity to take command of this job. To slowly say, you know what? You can win with me. You can build with me. I am your quarterback of the future. I can take you to victory. Now, if Malik can take us to the playoffs or even to a division title, I mean, and if the miracle that we even win a playoff game if we get in, are you really going back to Tannehill after all of that? Are you really going to go back to Tannehill after that? Probably not. But I need Malik to throw a touchdown pass at least. And I think he kind of had one stolen from him. Derek Roberts says Malik could really get hurt behind this O-line. I need Malik to play smarter. That's what I need Malik to do. To play smarter. Be smarter than what he is. Because, I mean, I think Malik did some good things in the game against the Chargers. Granted, he wasn't really asked to do a whole lot. You know, he has that escapability and stuff like that. But like the one play, like I think he got intentional grounding on a free play. And there was another where, you know, he had time, he started running, you know, trying to find something, and then he runs and maybe gets a yard or gets back to the line of scrimmage. At that point, Malik has got to learn to throw the ball away and live to fight another down. But, you know, it's going to be very interesting. We're about to head, and I was listening to Jared earlier, and I was listening to some people earlier. This is not just game-changing. This is not just season-altering. Where we're at right now could be franchise-altering right now. So we're about to find out where this direction is going. And so I was talking a bit, like I said, Miss Mills was listening to the show. I was talking to her earlier. We are about to head into the darkness together. We're about to hold our hands together, and we're going to walk through this darkness together to find the light. And I don't know if the light is going to happen until next season starts. Find out who the new general manager is. And we got to see what we got. So, it's unfortunate all of this has went down. It just seems like we can't catch a break. Nothing seems to want to go our way. And it's heartbreaking. This is killing me. But I know that now, but you know what? On a positive note, it's time to stop crying. Because you know what? Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. The Texans are not going to come in here and say, you know what? Y'all been hurting so much. We're going to let y'all win this game. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. So, we got to just practice, buckle our chin straps, go out there and whoop some Texan tail. That's the only thing we can do. So quickly, everybody, I want y'all to get your nominees out for the two-tone blue star of the game from the Chargers game. I kind of know where I'm going with mine. There's a couple of ways you could go. DBS says Vrabel doesn't even want Malik to pass. I mean, Mike Vrabel is stubborn as hell. And I think, honestly, if you take a look at some of the other young quarterbacks in the league, they're not being held back. Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco is won the division with a 7th-round quarterback. A 7th-round rookie by the name of Brock Purdy, who I believe played for Iowa State, was Mr. Irrelevant. And not only did he beat Tom Brady in his first official start, they beat the Seahawks and won the division. So, if you have the right coach, if you have the right coaching, you might be able to get something out of your quarterback. And I think I don't think this coaching staff is the right staff to develop Malik. I think they're failing him. I think they're holding him back. A good coach can help develop a quarterback. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see, DBS is going with Stonehouse. Darren Roberts going with McCreary. Rocky Yitz says Chig or McCreary. Y'all know Henry owns the Jags in Jacksonville. It's classic Rod. Crosio going with Chiggy. Get Chiggy with it. Kent Woods, of course, our resident Titans hater, going with Justin Herbert. Although Herbert is proving he could be an elite quarterback. I mean, you know, Herbert's a good talent, and they're helping him out. Kyle Shanahan is just a good offensive mind. And, you know, Zach Taylor, he's starting to show he can work well with Joe Burrow. So it is possible. AZ Mick with McCreary. Dio9 says, I agree. Our coaching staff is not right for Malik. And I agree. So I like everybody's thoughts. I'm going with the two-tone blue star of the game and what could have been the play of the year for the Titans, Roger McCreary. That was a beautiful play. That was brilliant by Roger McCreary. And how he did that. I mean, goes up, catch the ball, and it tips it to Josh Kalu before he goes out of bounds. That is not only excellent awareness, but IQ in knowing where you are on the field and getting it to your teammate so that you keep possession. That was brilliant. So I got to give it as, oh my God, I forgot who said that. But said even Nelly would have been happy with that tip drill. Even Nelly would have liked that tip drill, as Titan South would say. It was funny, but it was brilliant. I will hope to make a video. I might have to try to make a short with that play and have tip drill playing behind it. That would be cool. And that was Philip Maddox. So I want to make sure I give credit to who it was. Yep, Philip Maddox would have wanted to said it. That Nelly would have been proud of that tip drill. So Roger McCreary, the two-tone blue star of the game. But y'all know, whereas we have a star of the game, we also have a dunce of the day. So, who is your dunce of the day? Could it be the dud, Dennis Daly? Could it be Mike Vrabel for 3rd and 2? And remember, Mike Vrabel said himself in a press conference that he is responsible for every play that goes in. That Mike Vrabel said, I am responsible for every play that goes in. Red alert. Red alert. I'm just saying. Red alert. It's happening. Let's see. Crosio going with Vrabel. DO9 says if Vrabel is scared to change things up, things aren't going right. That's a sign of a bad coach. And Shane going with Vrabel. Steven went with Vrabel. Derek Roberts, Vrabel for not challenging the catch and run and not going to play action on second and short. AZ Bit going with Daly. OC615 says Metro Police for not detaining Downing until next season. I like that one. Oh my God. That is brilliant by OC615. Metro Police for not detaining Downing. That's a good one. That is a good one. No doubt about it. I like that one. But I'm going to say the dunce of the day, I got to go with Vrabel. I got to go with Mike Vrabel simply because, one, I agree, he should have challenged that Chris Conley play because I don't think Chris Conley was touched. I think that's a touchdown. The third and twos, I think, were bad. One of them, you leave Derrick Henry off the field. The other, you don't even try to pass. You don't even try to use play action or anything. And again, Vrabel said it himself. He is responsible for every play call that goes in. He is basically he's basically like, look, I'm going to shield Downing. I'm going to shield him. I'm going to take the licks for Downing. I mean, just the sheer stubbornness to admit that his offensive coordinator sucks. And I agree. Again, I think if the Titans flame out, which it is trending in that direction, I think Vrabel's gone. I think Vrabel could be fired. Especially if he brings back Todd Downing. He's got to go. So the dunce of the day is Mike Vrabel. But now let's get into the Texan game. Because I've asked the question, could Vrabel be gone after this season? And that is a good question. I want to ask everybody, before we get into the Texans, if we finish this season losers of 7 in a row, and we finish like a 7-10, which could very well happen, could you see Miss Amy Adams Strunk firing Mike Vrabel? Or the new GM fire Mike Vrabel? Could you see that happening? Because right now, the Tennessee Titans, if they were to bottom out and finish like a 7-10, they could be somewhere in the upper teens, maybe even sneak into the top 10. The Titans could somehow sneak into the top 10 of the draft. But do y'all think Vrabel could be gone if we completely bleed out and lose everything? Not just the division, but don't make the playoffs altogether. I want to get y'all thoughts on that, and then we're gonna get into the Texan game. DBS says, if you can't take care of the Texans at home, you don't deserve to go to the playoffs. AZ Mix says, I don't think Vrabel's going anywhere. Especially if they hire a GM from the inside, he ain't going nowhere. And unfortunately, that would mean Todd Downing is probably not going anywhere. Unfortunately. Philip says, yes, absolutely. Derek says, yes, Vrabel should be gone. I believe in Canning, the head coach and GM at the same time. Steven says, I have to say yes. Mike Vrabel has opened his mouth and has put himself on the chopping block. Really, at this point, Dio9 says, at this point, you can't blame Downing anymore. Vrabel is keeping him around. It's on Vrabel at this point. And I agree. Because, again, Vrabel basically said, it's on me. Reggie B, what's up, man? I see Vrabel gone because Amy said after firing John Robinson, she wants Super Bowls. Volcano says, I think we do fire Vrabel. And again, if they hire somebody from the outside who has no ties, I think it does happen. Especially if he says no to letting go of Todd Downing. I really believe that. Herman says Coach V is not going anywhere. He's not a quitter like a lot of these so-called fans. And here's my thing. Even though I said the season's over, I ain't quitting. I will never give up on this team. Now, I might have gave up on this season, but y'all know me. Titans through and through. But I have to also be objective. Been a fan of this team for 25 years. 25, 26 years and counting. I was a fan when they first moved to Memphis. I was a fan when they got to the Super Bowl. I was also a fan when Fisher and the guys were going 4-12, 5-11, had that abysmal loss to the Chicago Bears. I believe got blown out like 51-13. I was a fan when Ken Wisenhunt was head coach, Mike Munchak, through the Tommy Smith years. I was there for all of that, and I will continue to be. We are suffering. So, that's just the truth. Ain't no quitting us. But we're just tired of the same old crap. And kids been talking to me and saying that like they do the same stupid stuff. And I'm starting to hear him now. Now, of course, I'm not going to give up on the team. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not a Titans fan no more. Nothing like that. Hell no. I've invested too much in this team. But the fact of the matter is this. We want more and deserve better. And I think we've hit the ceiling with Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel has taken us as far as he can take us. He got us to where we're winning division titles. Mike Mularkey got us to where we were winning we got in the playoffs. Vrabel has taken it to where we've won divisions. Now we need a coach that's going to take us further than that. I mean, look at what Nick Sirianni is doing in Philly. Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. Zach Taylor now with a good quarterback in Cincinnati. Heck, what is Minnesota doing with O'Connell at coach? And you still got Kirk Cousins, and they're winning. So, a lot of us, I think, are just disappointed. Not saying that we're giving up on the team. And Philip said it. Vrabel said they're at a crossroads. Somebody said, if the Titans lose out, Vrabel's job security will fade away like Eazy-E in the sky of See You at the Crossroad, Bone Thugs and Harmony. See you at the matter of fact, hold up.
Boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to run. When judgment comes for you, when judgment comes for you. Tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to hide. When judgment comes for you, 'cause it's gonna come for you.
I had to do that. A little Crossroads. And Herm, again, you're right. Because a lot of people have tried to say, oh, well, this team has been hit with injuries and injuries. We were hit with that last year. Don't use injuries as an excuse. It's a reason, but don't use it as an excuse. So, and I appreciate that Herman wasn't taking a shot at me. I did kind of thought he was there. Herb, I did kind of think you were taking a shot at me, but that's cool. You know, we're good. But the fact of the matter is, Derek says, if Vrabel was such a douchebag during press conferences, I'd give him a pass. So, and I mean, again, Shane said it. Doug Peterson is helping them come alive. I said that the Jacksonville Jaguars in a year or two was going to be a problem. But they are a problem right now. And they're surging. And we are reeling. And we got this game against the Houston Texans coming up. And even though the Texans are 1-12-1, we don't have a right. We don't have a right to overlook any team. Because I don't want to put that disclaimer right there. Any music that was played, I do not own the rights to it. But this Houston Texans team, they're playing hard. They took the Cowboys to the limit a few weeks ago in Dallas. And they took Kansas City to overtime. They took Kansas City to overtime, and if it wasn't for a Davis Mills fumble, they had a chance to win that game. The Texans had every chance to win that football game. They're playing hard. They are playing extremely hard. And Derek Roberts, yeah, we need to rotate from Henry focused to Malik focused. And that's the thing. I think somebody said it on A to Z Sports earlier this week. Derrick Henry needs to be a compliment, not a focal point. Needs to be a compliment, not a focal point. And Kid said, I appreciate you acknowledging what I said. I mean, Vrabel is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Vrabel is a great coach, but sometimes you hit your ceiling with a team and can't get to the next level. Vrabel era seems similar to Tony Dungy's era with the Bucs. Yeah, like Tony Dungy brought the Bucs out of the gutter. And then, got them to where that defense was known as a great defense and things like that. But, it's just a certain point where you hit a ceiling. And I think we've hit a ceiling with Mike Vrabel. And it is going to be a really cold game. Like, I want to say, and unfortunately I will not be going because I may be out of town. But right now, Temperature is looking like it's 29 degrees on Sunday. And at kickoff, you're probably looking at somewhere around 24 degrees at kickoff. 24 degrees, but it's going to feel a lot colder than 24 degrees. It's going to feel a lot colder than 24 degrees. So we're about to get an Arctic blast. And we do play Saturday. It is Saturday, not Sunday. And I agree. I think it is time, if a new general manager comes in here, it is time for a complete offensive makeover. This Texan game, this is Malik's chance to kind of take command of the job. How can the Titans beat the Texans and end this 4-game losing streak and stop the bleeding, at least momentarily? At least to kind of put pressure on it to kind of contain the bleeding. How do the Titans do that? Number one, Derrick Henry is our only hope. It is our only hope. Because Tannehill is most likely done. He ain't playing Saturday. Derrick Henry is our only hope. And the only problem is, I don't know what type of offensive line he's going to be behind. Because if you look at the injury report, it's extremely lengthy. And, you know, Budweiser said it now. If Tannehill is done for the year, they're now being forced to believe in Malik. Like Dennis Daly was limited today from an illness, or abdomen is now what they're calling it. So he was limited. Nate Davis did not practice. Dylan Rader's out for the year. Ben Jones did not practice. Nicholas Petit-Frere, limited. Aaron Brewer, limited. The entire offensive line is on the injury report. The entire offensive line, from left to right, is on the injury report. The dud, limited. Raiders, out for the year. Aaron Brewer, rib, limited. Ben Jones, concussion, didn't practice. Nate Davis, ankle, didn't practice. Nicholas Petit-Frere, ankle, limited. Every offensive lineman is on this list. And again, Amy Armstrong is going to have to do something about strength and conditioning. Because this ain't a coincidence anymore. Like, something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong with our training staff. And I don't know, what do we do? It's crazy we have back-to-back short weeks. Yeah, that's true. We run it 4 more times to get the Bengals win the AFC Championship. Y'all give me a second. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. But training staff may have to go. Malik can throw the ball to Traylon. Traylon is a full participant, which is a good thing. But Derrick Henry might be our only hope. Number 2, somehow, as bad as this coaching staff is, they have got to be able to help Malik out. simplify the game plan and just try not to turn over the ball. That's number 2. Number 3 is defensively, they need to play angry. They need to play angry but focused. Bring the heat. Harass Davis Mills. They have got to harass. They have got to find a way to harass Davis Mills. They have to. They have got to find a way to harass Davis Mills, make him uncomfortable. And then last but not least, watch out for trick plays. Because right now, this team has absolutely nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So you gotta, you have got to find a way to you're gonna have to find a way to make sure you don't get fooled. Because again, they got nothing to lose. Everything to gain. They can take your season away. They can help take your season away. They can literally screw you over. So the Tennessee Titans better find a way to wake up. They need to wake up. And I don't know how they're going to do that. It's going to be tough sledding. So, again, number 1, Derrick Henry is our only hope. Number 2, simplify the offense for Malik and no turnovers. Number 3, the defense needs to play angry but focused and bring the heat to and harass Davis Mills. Number 4, watch out for trick plays. They have nothing to lose. And finally, the Titans just need to have some type of confidence. They have got to find a way to believe in themselves. Because that's the problem. Right now, the Tennessee Titans do not believe in themselves. And, that is up to the coach. The coach, Vrabel's supposed to be a great motivator. Right now, it hasn't worked. They don't believe in themselves right now. And tomorrow night, we got to root for the Jets. Because if the Jags win, it only gets worse. Vrabel is stubborn. Now, if the Jets beat the Jags, I believe our magic number is 3. If the Jets beat the Jags, the number goes to 2. And if we beat the Texans, it goes to 1. We could beat the Cowboys and clinch the division before we play the Jags. That could happen. So, We got to get pressure on Mills and force him into, the front four. I think I got to see what Danico Autry is looking like. Yeah, Danico Autry went from limited to full participation, so we might actually get our front four back, and Traylon Burks is practiced. So that is a good sign. And it just seemed like ever since the DUI from Downing, everything has went downhill since. Moment of truth. Who wins? I'm not 100% confident in this pick. I think the Titans get it done. I think the Titans squeak a win out, 14-13. I think the Titans just barely get a win and can stop this streak. Because, you're at home. Even though it's going to be cold in the elements, and the elements could be affecting. And, I'm just holding out a shred of hope. A little small ounce of hope. But I'm just saying what I was saying. And see, Tyson said, beat the Cowboys. What I was saying is I was talking about the scenario of the Titans clinching the division. The number is 3. If the Titans win one and the Jags lose 2 more, Titans win the division. If the Titans win 2 more and the Jags lose 1, Titans win the division. Now, I'm not even saying we're going to beat the Cowboys. Because honestly, I don't think we could. Because they are good. Really good. I believe Zach Wilson is starting for the Jets. See, JS 75, Titans 28, Texas 13. Titans South says 17-14. AZ Big says this is a must win. And it is. So, I think the Titans South says Mills will throw a pick 6 or throw 2 interceptions. Hey, if that does, that'll help us out. But I think the Titans will get it done somehow. I'm not exactly 100% confident in that. But before we get out of here tonight, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of a legend. Found out the news today that the man known for the Immaculate Reception from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Franco Harris, passed away today at the age of 72. He leaves behind a wife. And 1 son. Played 13 years with the Steelers. Is a Hall of Famer. Has won a couple of Super Bowls in Pittsburgh. He's a 4-time Super Bowl winner, a former Super Bowl MVP, a Man of the Year. He was a Rookie of the Year. He was an All-Pro. And that Immaculate Reception is something incredible that happened. And so I'm not really privy to a lot of Steeler history because I haven't been a fan. I know my guy Philip Davidson and some other Steeler fans, especially here in Memphis, will probably know more than I do. But Franco Harris is one of those great players at running back. And, he may not be up there like with the Jim Browns and all that stuff statistically. He had over 12,000 yards, 91 touchdowns. He had 9 receiving touchdowns. So he had 100 career touchdowns in his career. And so, Franco and was tough as nails too. So I definitely got to give that to him. But rest in peace to Franco Harris. He leaves behind a wife and a son and is gone way too soon at the age of 72. I appreciate that. We had to give a moment of silence for him. Titan South says 24-21. Houston goes up 21-0 and then choke. Volcano says, so if the Jags lose and we win, the number goes to 2 and beat the Cowboys, we clinch. Remember, if the Jags lose, it's the magic number 3. It's any combination of wins and losses. So if the Titans win 3 straight, they win. If the Jags lose 3 straight, we win. If we win 2, they lose 1, we win the division. If we win 1, they lose 2, we win the division. So if they lose tomorrow night, the number goes from 3 to 2. If we beat the Texans, it goes from 2 to 1. And then, if the Jags lose another game the following week, the Tennessee Titans could clinch the division. But we will be playing the Cowboys first before the Jags even take the field. And so the last 3 games for the Jags are Jets, Texans, Titans. So that's what could happen. And yes, it was days before the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Ty South said we need Colts to win some game. Too high in the draft. I agree. Definitely agree with that. But everybody, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight's show. I want to say thank you to everybody who has helped me. I'm on my way to 1,300. On my way to 1,300 subscribers. Definitely do appreciate everybody who has shown support. Everybody who continues to support. I appreciate that. Like I said, if I am snowed in here in Memphis and I don't end up going out of town, then yes, I will go live and do a live of the game Titans and Texans. Definitely will do that if I am not out of town. If I am out of town, at some point after the game, once I get settled in out of town, I will do a post-game show Saturday night. So, no matter what, there will be some coverage for Titans and Truth, definitely. So, I thank everybody for tuning in to the show. I know there were some people that were down on me, for what I said earlier. That's just me telling my truth. I hope I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, we got to soldier on. I'm your man, Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. Thank y'all for tuning into the show tonight. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And you will definitely hear from me on Saturday before Christmas Day. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for tuning in. And tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.